Michael Cohen just revealed the 6 names on Mr. Trump's revenge list. Trump's ex-attorney and key witness in his hush money trial appeared on an interview and revealed the names of people Mr. Trump might go after if he gets re-elected. Let's see who these people are and why they made it to the list. So come on, let's go.
Anyone that Donald Trump deems to be a critic, he will be able to use this. I said it on when we did that over a year ago, that this is a test run. And now he knows exactly what he can get away with. And he has advanced this, and he's already dictating, and he's already projecting what he intends to do if, God forbid, a million times he ends up becoming president.
This is illustrative. That's why I wanted to use it, because it's specifically what happened to you. But your point is that, I don't know, they got lists. They're saying it. They go on TV and they say, we're going to go after media. We're going to go after critics. We're going to go after the January 6th committee should be jailed. Alvin Bragg should be jailed.
Recently, Michael Cohen, Trump's ex-attorney and the key witness against him in the hush money trial, made an appearance on MSNBC News. The interview piqued the audience's attention when host Ali Velshi asked Cohen what would happen if Mr. Trump made it to the White House again. Recalling his time spent with Mr. Trump, Michael quickly revealed his dark fears. He already said he intends to use SEAL Team 6 to start rounding up his political enemies. There's no doubt in my mind that I am somewhere at the top of that list. I don't think you're not at the top of that list, but you're certainly on that list, Michael said. Michael's fears are not completely unjustified because Michael and his family have been recently doxxed by Trump supporters, and at a certain time, he had access to all of Trump's secrets.
I want to start on a note that is not the most pleasant because it does appear that the consequences for your cooperation in this election interference trial have been personal, and you have thought about it and talked about it before. You were doxxed. Your family was doxxed after the verdict. The phone numbers of yourself, your wife, your children were posted early Monday morning on a site that's been used to target other figures involved in Trump's various legal issues, according to the group Advanced Democracy, which is a nonprofit research group. We know they're trying to dox the jurors, too.
We're all sorry to hear what you and your family are going through, Michael. The star witness, Stormy Daniels, has reported similar threats. Let's take a look at Daniels' clip.
I was in a parking lot going to a fitness class with my infant daughter. I was taking, the seats facing backwards in the back seat, diaper bag, getting all the stuff out. And a guy walked up on me and said to me, "Leave Trump alone, forget the story." And then he leaned around and looked at my daughter and said, "A beautiful little girl, it'd be a shame if something happened to her mom."
So Daniels says that she was with her daughter, and Michael says the pizza came under his son's name. Apparently, these people, whoever they are, have lots of information on their targets' pressure points. It's absurd that they're involving kids in their intimidation tactics. The fears of Michael and Daniels can't be pushed under the rug because Trump himself has been openly telling his loyalists that he plans to take revenge once he gets to the White House. Let's take a look at Mr. Trump's clip.
I know a lot of Republicans want retribution. They want to do that. We're going to see what happens.
People are claiming you want retribution. People are claiming you want what has happened to you done to Democrats. Would you do that ever?
Look, what's happened to me has never happened in this country before. And it has to stop because...
Wait a minute. I want to hear that again. It has to stop.
Well, it does have to stop because we're not going to have a country
And if you're
anymore.
elected, what does that mean? Define that.
Look, what I've gone through, nobody's ever gone through. I'm a very legitimate person. I built a great business. Based on what they've done, I would have every right to go after them.
Trump says he has every right to go after his enemies. Let's take a look at another clip.
In an interview with Dr. Phil, he doubled down.
You have so much to do, you don't have time to get even. You only have time to get right.
Well, revenge does take time, I will say that.
It does.
And sometimes revenge can be justified, Phil. I have to be honest.
No,
sometimes it can.
In another interview, dodging a question about whether he would order the Justice Department to prosecute Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who brought the case that led to his conviction, saying, quote, "We're going to see what happens."
Revenge can be justified, says Trump. Vengeance is now the cornerstone of Mr. Trump's campaign. Anyway, let's get back to Michael. Velshi pressed Michael, and Michael revealed the names of people who might be on Trump's vengeance list. And the names are retired U.S. Army General Mark Milley, former Vice President Mike Pence, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and the entire Biden family. Let's take a look at the people on the list and try to figure out why they've become targets of Mr. Trump's ire. Mr. Trump had accused General Mark Milley of conspiring with the Chinese.
General Milley, what he did is really treasonous. If you look at what he said to China, he's either stupid or it's treason. But what he said to China should never be allowed. That can never be allowed in our country.
Mr. Trump had expressed his anger in a social media post saying, if the fake news reporting is correct, Milley was actually dealing with China to give them a heads up on the thinking of the President of the United States. This is an act so egregious that in times gone by, the punishment would have been death. A war between China and the United States could have been the result of this treasonous act. The general had defended himself, saying that he intended to de-escalate the situation with China. Anyways, the general is on the list. Next up is former Vice President Mike Pence.
I hope Mike Pence comes through for us, I have to tell you. Of course, if he doesn't come through, I won't like him quite as much.
As it got closer and closer to the day that Joe Biden's election victory would be certified by Congress, it became, as that date approached, the focus of Donald Trump and his supporters, because they believed that Mike Pence could step in and throw out the votes.
And I hope Mike is going to do the right thing. I hope so. I hope so. Because if Mike Pence does the right thing, we win the election.
Trump had pressured Mike Pence to change the election results in swing states. Pence had refused to do so, saying that the Constitution did not allow him to take such a step. Trump then held a rally and urged listeners to storm Capitol Hill. Many of the listeners then attacked Capitol Hill, while Pence and his family were trapped inside the Senate chambers. So that's the beef between Trump and Mike. Next on the list is former Secretary Hillary Clinton. Trump and Hillary came head-to-head in the 2016 presidential race. Trump had leveraged Hillary's email scandal to target her and repeatedly called to lock her up. Take a look at this clip.
Hillary Clinton has to go to jail, okay? She has to go to jail. She's crooked as a $3 bill. Lock her up is right. For what she's done, they should lock her up. She's just very short. Crooked Hillary, wait. Crooked, you should lock her up, I'll tell you. You should lock them up. Lock up the Bidens. Lock up Hillary.
Lock her up. That's it, folks. We can see a pattern that all these people on the list were at a certain point close to Mr. Trump, especially Pence, who had defended Trump on several occasions, and Cohen himself had been Trump's attorney. So apparently, once you fall out of Mr. Trump's good grace, you get on the list. That's it for today. Thanks for watching The Daily Nation. Stay tuned as we do more stories on these subjects. God bless America.